Soha Hometalk, Soha Housing's residence magazine. This issue for Spring 2023. Your home, your community. News, opportunities and events.
Kate Waring, Chief Executive, says, welcome. Welcome to Hometalk and to Spring. As I write, days are getting longer and dark mornings are thankfully a thing of the past. It feels like, on the weather front at least, we are all slowly emerging from a very long winter. In other areas of life, though, we know that many of us are still facing many challenges. In a moment, we explain a bit more about our decision to raise our rents from the 1st of April. You might have seen that the government had instructed housing associations to restrict their rent increases to a maximum of 7%. Soha's board, having listened to residents, limited the increase to 5% across all rents. We are a not-for-profit organisation, which means we don't pay dividends or distribute profits. Instead, we reinvest our income, most of which comes from the rents of tenants and shared owners, back into supporting residents, building new homes for those who need them, and maintaining and improving existing ones. In this respect, we have two key areas of focus: improving the efficiency of our day-to-day repair service, taking our lead from you suggesting how we can improve, and saving you money by increasing the energy efficiency of our least energy-efficient homes. We have also responded to the widely reported news of a toddler's death from the effects of condensation mould in Rochdale by further improving the way we tackle damp and mould. More detail on all of this, including ways to contact us to have your home inspected if you are concerned, in this edition of Hometalk. To close, literally, listen to Retirement Living in Wallingford towards the end of this recording, where we have the exciting news of the first residents moving into our new retirement living scheme in Wallingford. It's been a long time coming, due to construction slowing during the pandemic, but I've had a sneak peek and can tell you it really is lovely. We still have flats for social rent and for sale available, so do spread the word and phone, email or contact us via the Soha website if you'd like to find out more. As ever, please get in touch with us about anything you read here, and if you are struggling and Soha can help, talk to us so that together we can work towards a solution. Kate.
Contents. In this edition you'll hear your rent increases on April the 1st. Your community is our community. New homes news. We're catching up on repairs. We hear you. Green themes. Updated service standards. Reporting condensation mould. You'll hear news in brief. Sharing communal spaces safely. Estates news. Help us improve. Retirement living in Wallingford, and come dine with us. Contributors: Matt Archer, Director of Housing and Communities; Craig Dransfield, Head of Development; Lee Hayward, Director of Property Services; Emma Langstaff, Estates and Neighbourhoods Manager; and Paul Neal, Energy and Sustainability Manager. If you've missed a copy of Hometalk, you can find it on our website at www.soha.co.uk/publications, or call the communications team on free phone 0800 014 1545 to ask to be sent a copy.
Contact us. The editor, Hometalk Magazine, Soha Housing, Royal Scott House, 99 Station Road, Didcot, OX11 7NN. Call 01235 515 900 or free phone 0800 014 1545. Email housing@soha.co.uk. Join the conversation on Twitter @Sohar Housing. Find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Sohar Housing, Instagram.com/Sohar Housing, LinkedIn.com/company/Sohar-housing, YouTube.com/Sohar Housing, or download the Sohar app. Designed by Toast Design, www.toastdesign.co.uk. Print managed by Baker Goodchild, www.bakergoodchild.co.uk. Audio services by Transcriptions Direct, www.transcriptionsdirect.co.uk. Sub-editor Muriel Lewis, 2M Partnership, www.2m.org.uk. Hometalk is also available in large print, audio and electronic formats. If you would like to receive a different version or unsubscribe from receiving Hometalk altogether, please email communications@sohar.co.uk or call us on free phone 0800 014 1545. To read this or any Sohar publication in another language, or to add English speech so that it is read aloud to you, go to www.sohar.co.uk and click the red People logo bottom right.
How are we doing? Here is Sohar's performance so far this business year, 1st of April 2022 to 31st of December 2022. Sohar is a not-for-profit company. That means we reinvest the income from rents from our tenants and shared owners back into maintaining and improving homes, supporting residents and building new homes for those who need them. We set ourselves exacting targets and have to report quarterly to the Regulator of Social Housing on our performance. It's very important to us that you, too, see how we're doing. Here's what we reported so far this year, from the 1st of April to the 31st of December 2022. Overall satisfaction. Tenants satisfied with Sohar's service. Quarterly target 90%. How we did 81%. Arrears for current tenants. Quarterly target 4.5%. How we did 5.8%. Letting homes. Average relet time for all homes. Quarterly target 25 days. How we did 25 days.
Repairs. Average time to complete repairs. Quarterly target 11.5 days. How we did 15 days. Repairs fixed at the first visit. Quarterly target 85%. How we did 90%. Your views. Tenants satisfied that Sohar listens to their views and acts upon them. Quarterly target 80%. How we did 68%.
Repairs backlog. We are sorry if you have a repair that is taking longer than usual for us to fix. Routine repairs are taking much longer to complete than usual. MD were making good progress and reducing the backlog. However, significant increase in the number of repairs reported in December set them back. As a result, Sohar has taken the decision to divert a number of repairs to another contractor, United Living, so they might be knocking your door and completing repairs in your home over the next few months. We are aiming to be back to normal by the end of April. Find out more later in this recording in the article titled "We're Catching Up on Repairs."
Condensation mould. You might have read in the news before Christmas the tragic story of Arweb Ishak, a 2-year-old boy who died of respiratory problems in a Rochdale social housing home after prolonged exposure to condensation mould. At Sohar, we take the issue of condensation mould seriously. You can hear more in the section Reporting Condensation Mold about what we're doing to keep you safe in your home.
Fire safety. We have now completed fire risk assessments of the internal communal areas in our blocks of flats, independent living and extra care schemes. This exercise is carried out every year at our schemes and every 3 years in our flats to ensure the safety of all of our residents and their visitors. Any works which have been identified will be prioritised and carried out over the next few months. We have now extended the remit to include the condition and details of external cladding, fire doors, balconies and windows. We inspect the fire doors regularly, but please report any damage you spot immediately. Contact us on housing@sohar.co.uk or free phone 0800 014 1545.
Your rent increases on the 1st of April. You will recently have had a letter from us letting you know what the rent increase is for the next business year. Inflation is at its highest rate in 40 years, and interest rates are far higher than usual. All companies are affected. For a housing provider like Sohar, it means that delivering services has become more expensive, alongside the interest we pay on the loans we take out to buy and own our housing stock. We are keenly aware of the real pressure on household finances with the increased costs of food, fuel and housing. Social housing rents must be set in line with the regulator of social housing's rent standard, which covers both social and affordable rents. Last autumn, the government instructed housing associations to restrict rent increases to a maximum of 7% for the coming year. Following consultation with residents, Sohar's board chose to limit the rent increase to 5%. This applies to shared owners as well, whose lease agreements often stipulate that a higher rent increase can be asked of them compared to wholly renting households. A rent set by a housing association like Sohar is constant for the duration of a business year. Unlike other landlords, we cannot increase rents during the year. Remembering this helps many of our residents budget. Related to that, it might be that simply changing the way you pay helps your cash flow, and we've highlighted a couple of new ways in a moment. Please let us know as soon as possible if you have issues with paying your rent at any time in the coming year. Our rental income team for tenants can be emailed on rentsincome@sohar.co.uk or home ownership management experts for shared owners on homeownership@sohar.co.uk will be pleased to work with you towards a solution. New ways to pay. We can now offer Click to Pay. We email you a secure link to use to make payments. Residents are also welcoming the return of being able to pay via the Sohar website. More about this in News in Brief later on in this recording. For more information, email the Rental Income team on rentsincome@sohar.co.uk. The Home Ownership team on homeownership@sohar.co.uk or call free phone 0800 014 1545 for any department.
Your community is our community. It's been a year since we moved to locality working, organising our housing officer teams so they serve a specific area. The feedback we've received is that you find it helpful to deal with consistent staff in your locality and to be able to put faces to names. Each locality, that's Vale and West, Tame, Henley, Wallingford and Wantage and Didcot, has dedicated staff covering neighbourhoods, lettings, responsive repairs, tenancy sustainment, rental income and estates. This is in addition to our customer services advisors being able to deal with very many of your requests as your first port of call by phone, email or the app. In the coming months, we will be increasing the spread of our monthly drop-ins in each locality so that we can respond quicker and more effectively to what you want for your community. We're also planning for you to be able to use our website to see in real time what we're doing in your area. From technical officers investigating damp and mould and neighbourhood officers dealing with antisocial or unwelcome behaviour, to new community projects around green spaces. Find out more about reporting antisocial or unwelcome behaviour at www.soha.co.uk/unwelcome-behaviour-anti-social-behaviour/. You can find out which locality you're in and who to speak to about what on the SOHA website at www.soha.co.uk/localities/. Find out more about getting involved in your community by being its green and clean champion. You'll hear more about that in the section on Estates News.
New Homes News by Craig Dransfield. Craig writes, "Now construction is back on track post-pandemic, we are rapidly finding that we can go from drawing board to handover of most of our development schemes within 1 year. Here are just a few of the highlights coming up. We've just taken handover of 8 affordable rent flats and 3 houses in Didcot's Hagbourne Road. These have a 40% better low-carbon specification than the minimum now specified by building regulations, with the block of flats and one of the homes benefiting from solar panels. In Benson, we're thrilled to have just taken over the first of 96 homes for affordable rent and shared ownership. We haven't built here for years, and as it's a highly desirable and therefore expensive area, these homes are a great boost to both our housing stock and the local economy. More homes will be released in batches across this year and through to October 2026. Low or even net zero carbon is becoming a bit of a theme of this page. We're eagerly awaiting the tender returns for Cullum House in Wheatley. We're intending to redevelop our existing scheme of bedsits to provide self-contained, high-quality, zero-carbon flats that will provide lovely warm homes for our residents for many years to come. Every one of the residents in the 12 apartments will benefit from the energy savings of their flat having no carbon emissions, and the planet and future generations will be pleased too. Finally, we're hoping to start very soon on a mix of 25 homes in Shrivenham, again net zero carbon. More news in our next Home Talk. Net zero means the amount of carbon emissions from a building is no more than the amount taken out of the atmosphere.
We're catching up on repairs by Lee Haywood. Lee writes, "If you've experienced a wait while we get to you to carry out a repair, we apologise. Our main repairs contractor, MD Building, has faced challenges due to a number of factors. These include struggling to recruit or retain tradespeople or subcontractors, a significant increase in the number of repairs being reported, and the lead times for some materials having increased due to Brexit and COVID. So what are we doing about it? We have been working closely with MD Building for some time now to help them reduce the backlog of repairs, and repair numbers were indeed coming down pre-Christmas. However, a significant increase in the number of repairs reported in December, combined with staffing issues, meant the number of live repair orders grew again in January. As a result, some repairs which would normally be issued to MD are now being diverted to another contractor, United Living, who you may know already if you've had your kitchen replaced recently. Our absolute priority is to reduce the number of live repairs down to 800 orders, which equates to approximately 2 weeks' work for MD by the end of May. Just like MD operatives, United Living tradespeople will arrive carrying photo ID. Simon Will, Managing Director for United Living, said, "We are delighted to be supporting our long-standing client Sohar by working closely with them to carry out responsive repairs. We will ensure that we can provide vital repairs and excellent customer service to residents." If you ever have any concerns about who is asking to enter your house, saying they're from Sohar, just call us on free phone 0800 014 1545 to check. Meet Andy. Andy Tollett has just joined Sohar in the new position of Head of Repair and Estate Services. He says, "I'm really looking forward to working with our residents and external contractors to ensure that we provide the best possible repairs and estates services. I hope that we can be innovative and dynamic, aiming for great customer satisfaction."
We hear you. Sohar staff across the whole company have been listening to your views more than ever these past few months. When we asked you for your thoughts on your community in the prize draw feedback form, which went out with the annual report in the autumn. When we all went on our door knock in November and visited homes across our neighbourhoods. And when we started a programme of phoning residents to find out how you were coping with the cost of living crisis. And, most importantly, where we could help you if you are struggling. What have we learnt? It was a delight to hear what you loved about where you live. We lost count of the times you said the community spirit in your neighbourhood makes all the difference. As you can imagine, you also had a long list of ideas about how you would like to improve about where you live. Some of the issues you identified will mean partnering with local groups. For example, creating a play park, getting youth activities off the ground, or setting up a community shop. There are other things we can make a start on more immediately, such as reviewing grounds maintenance and supplying a skip. Many of you said you'd love to be involved in bringing about change in your local area, and there were several suggestions for environmental projects, which we will be able to partner on together. When you told us that there was something badly wrong which couldn't wait, we took action through the usual routes of repair or neighbourhood issues reporting. The telephone initiative started in the Tame locality. We heard that most people were doing their best to make adjustments to cope. That might mean changing their use of heating, working extra hours, or taking up services such as community larders to access cheap, nutritious food. Residents say that government support is providing a bit of a cushion to the expense of energy. Do check that you have claimed all you're entitled to. At the time of writing, we see that 1 in 5 homes across the country have not cashed the vouchers for prepayment meters. Even now you can contact your utility company to have them reissued. Is there anything else you could claim? Have a look at our cost of living pages on the Sohar website. If you're having difficulty paying your rent, or everything to do with managing your Sohar home just feels like too much at the moment, you'll find help at hand in our newly expanded team of Tenancy Sustainment Officers, TSOs, led by Vicky. There is now a dedicated TSO for each locality. Find out who they are and how they can support you at www.sohar.co.uk/localities or free phone us on 0800 014 1545. We're here for you.
Green Themes. Give us a wave, Green Team. This is a group of staff and residents who meet every 3 months to assist Sohar's green efforts with their knowledge, ideas or support on the ground. New resident members are joining the Green Team all the time. Join us? Call Paul on 0800 014 1545, the free phone number. In February, we took part in Wallingford Town Council's Green Week. It was good to meet residents coming to the town hall with Sohar locality lead Sam Galley. We have lots of ideas for your area. Can you add to them? We need to make sure that we're doing the best by the planet in the way we conduct ourselves as an organisation. With consultancy Positive Planet, we're thinking about everything from how we buy supplies to the mark our fleet of estates vans leaves on the environment. One of the first things we've done is replace some of them with electric vehicles, which are plugged in at night at our offices in Didcot. We're waiting to hear if we've been successful with a bid to the government's Social Housing Decarbonisation Fund to allow us to reduce the carbon footprint of 200 properties below Energy Performance Certificate EPC Category C all the quicker. We'll be focusing on work to windows and doors, loft insulation and external wall insulation for these properties, as well as maintaining our programme of window and door replacement and loft insulation improvements on the normal cycle. If you're able to get up there, or tell us and we'll shimmy up for you, please check the insulation in your loft and let us know if it's less than 300 millimetres, so we can top it up. We aim to have all Sohar's homes at Energy Performance Certificate, that's EPC, Category C, by 2030. And be net zero carbon by 2050.
We've been planting trees to replace ones that have been felled during 2018-2019 as a result of the tree survey, which found them either dead, diseased or dying. We made this commitment to Wallingford Town Council in line with our environmental strategy, which commits to plant 2 new trees for every one we fell. The species are native and planted in the same location or very close by to those lost. We've also planted trees in Benson, Sydenham, Thame and Wheatley. Mike Light, a resident in Berrinsfield, approached Sohar, having identified an area for a potential community garden. The first job was to chase Thames Water to fix a water leak. Once that was done, we planted raised beds. Now the local preschool are interested in using the area for education. We'll put benches in soon, and Mike has plans for a pond to encourage amphibians. Hugs, the Hagbourne and Upton Group for Sustainability, has partnered with Sohar to plant wild flowers on a bare lawn at Ryman's Crescent in East Hagbourne. We're now finalising a plan to improve the green verges in Wiltshire Close. Paul Neal, Sohar's Energy and Sustainability Manager, is delighted that residents are helping to shape all of these projects they've come up with themselves. Paul says, "We want to do more, so tell us what needs improving in your area, and please do get involved with helping get the change underway. There's no need for prior experience or knowledge. We all learn from each other."
Sohar. Updated service standards have you at their heart, by Matt Archer. Matt writes, later on in Help Us Improve, you'll hear about changes we've made to our complaints service to put a greater emphasis on rapid resolution. But how do you know what to expect from us? That's where our service standards come in. Essentially, these are our promises to you about what you can expect from the various services we offer residents. We last reviewed them 3 years ago and have been reviewing them recently to make sure they are up to date. Our first port of call was to ask members at an event in November how the service standards could be improved. Everything came under our microscope, from whether they were worded clearly to whether what Sohar can now offer has moved on from what was envisaged in 2020. We then held 10 in-depth workshops, open to all residents, who shared their experiences of dealing with us and helped express what an outstanding service looks like. They looked at the standards for property services, responsive repairs, estates and planned maintenance, and housing management, neighbourhoods, rental income, lettings, independent living and empty homes. The workshops were very well attended and gave us some valuable pointers. You want to read what we'll do when things go wrong, and proactive commitments on our part as well. You said we should also explain what your options are if what you need is simply not something that Sohar does, or if you're not happy with how we deliver the things we do. So we come full circle to our new complaints procedure I mentioned at the start of this article. We will be publishing the proposed new service standards on our website and on the community notice board in our reception in Didcot for the start of April. Our resident engagement team would value your thoughts, so please contact them by email at ri@sohar.co.uk or by phone. If you're not online or just prefer print versions, we'll gladly send you the ones you're interested in. Just get in touch with the communications team on free phone 0800 014 1545.
Reporting condensation mould. Condensation is water droplets created by warm air hitting a cold surface. This causes surface dampness, which, if left unattended, leads to mould growth, which shows as a cloud of dense black dots. Effective heating and good ventilation can make a considerable difference in preventing mould. As mentioned earlier, we are upgrading the energy performance of our least energy-efficient homes. Making sure that homes can be heated effectively is one of the ways in which we can tackle condensation mould, along with good ventilation and insulation. We are also running a pilot project to install smart devices to check relative humidity in our homes and alert us if it is over 60%, the level at which mould can form. Householders can buy their own home hygrometer relatively cheaply online or over the counter. What happens next? When you contact us, we will run through a set of questions and, if required, the technical officer for your locality, who has recently received more training, will visit to diagnose the cause of the mould problem and work with you to eradicate all signs of it quickly and effectively. If necessary, we can call upon an independent specialist contractor who can help us draw up a plan to tackle it. We will share this plan with you as soon as we receive it. We're also making an extra visit after any work has been completed to check that the situation has been resolved. Once immediately after the job has been completed, then again in 6 months. If you spot any mould forming on the windows, walls, ceilings, floors or elsewhere in your home, please report it to us on free phone 0800 014 1545 or via our dedicated email at damp@sohar.co.uk.
News in brief. The Playing with Words project, which we ran throughout the last year to celebrate our 25th birthday, is in its final few weeks. We thought that dark evenings and general lethargy at the start of the year might be given a bit of a kick by taking words, music and biscuits out to our 3 established extra care independent living schemes. A couple of staff have enjoyed visiting monthly to chat with residents about everything from animals to travel to local history to Valentine's. Thank you for your welcome.
Thanks to everyone who has shared their local knowledge for the page on the Sohar website with details of local practical support. From community larders to advice centres to warm spaces, it really was a team effort. Check out the interactive map www.sohar.co.uk/help-in-your-local-area/ on the site.
My Sohar. Speaking of the website, residents are welcoming the return of the portal through which you can pay rent and more. It had been suspended for a couple of years but is now back. with the good news being that you need only one login for the updated Soha app, known as My Soha, and the website portal.
We're very grateful when you help us fill in any missing equality, diversity and inclusion data about you. As we say when we ask you for it, it's not asking for information for the sake of it or to be nosy. It's just because we want to be sure that we aren't unconsciously treating any one group of residents differently from another.
Help for low-income households. The government has announced that some of the lowest-income households across the UK will receive a further £1,350 in 2023-24 to help with the cost of living. This is what's proposed. £301, first cost of living payment during spring 2023. £150, disability cost of living payment during summer 2023. £300, second cost of living payment during autumn 2023. £300, pensioner cost of living payment during winter 2023-24. And £299, third cost of living payment during spring 2024. If you're eligible, you'll get the payment automatically. For more information, visit www.gov.uk.
Language Line Solutions. 240 languages. That's how many Soha staff now have at their fingertips for residents for whom English isn't their first language. We have partnered with Language Line to provide phone or video interpretation. The service also includes British Sign Language.
Membership prize draws. If you're a shareholding member of Soha, your name is entered into a prize draw every month for £50 of shopping vouchers. Congratulations to Julie of Didcot in December, Terry of Gallistree Common, January, and John of Berrinsfield, February. And thank you for being members.
All change at Royal Scott House. We're delighted to have full occupancy of a varied mix of small businesses and community projects on the ground floor of our Didcot office. Now staff work remotely as much as they do in the office. Much of our downstairs space was let to Make Space Oxford. Residents and visitors to Soha still park in the same place and come into the building via the front door on Station Road, but there are two new features in our reception. One is a touch-screen computer we're calling the kiosk, where you can do everything from checking your emails to bidding for homes through Home Choice or looking up information from Citizens Advice. It's free to use. The other innovation is a system which makes signing in as our visitor more private and will soon allow you to book appointments to see duty staff in the offices.
Tenant Satisfaction Survey. Soha conducts a number of surveys, and the majority of these are conducted by Soha staff. We also use an external survey company to ask how our residents feel about Soha on a variety of areas. The current supplier is Mel, but we will be moving to a new supplier in April called Acuity, who will call around 300 of our residents every 3 months. Acuity will also be contacting new tenants or those who have recently moved to a new home, as well as shared owners. You're not obliged to take part in the survey and can decline, but if you have the time or want to have your say, the survey asks around 17 questions and doesn't take long. We really appreciate feedback. In fact, it's vital to help us improve our services. From April 2024, the regulator of social housing will require us to report on resident satisfaction, so that we can be judged against other housing associations. If you don't want to be phoned, now or in the future, just tell any member of staff and you'll be taken off the list.
Sharing communal spaces safely. We have a responsibility for the area where you live, and we want to help keep you and your neighbours safe. But we need your help, writes Emma Langstaff. Our estates team love meeting residents as they go about their work across our 7,400 plus homes. One of their least favourite tasks is having to remove items that have been left in hallways, stairways, landings, lifts and cupboards. We have a responsibility for the area where you live, and we want to help keep you and your neighbours safe. But we need your help. Items left or stored in communal areas are a hazard and could stop people leaving a building safely or prevent fire and rescue services from doing their job in an emergency. Some items can also be a source of ignition and might start or fuel a fire. Our estates team check communal areas on their regular inspections. When they find an item, they leave a sticker asking you to remove it, usually within 7 days. If that doesn't happen, we do. You then have 28 days to collect it from us. We will charge you for the cost of removing and storing the item. There are some items which we have to remove without prior notice. These include electric bikes, e-scooters, mobility scooters, flammable liquids and chemicals. Our sticker states SOHA, Urgent Notice. This item has been left on SOHA property without SOHA's consent. If the person responsible is a SOHA tenant, they have breached their tenancy terms and may face legal action. If it belongs to you, please remove it by, and then there's a space for the date, and ensure it does not return to SOHA property. We will charge the person responsible for the cost of clearance and disposal. If we are not able to identify who that is, the cost will be included within the service charge paid by all residents. There is then space for the name of the officer, date and time. Let's work together to keep you and your neighbours safe.
Estates News. The Members' Forum appoints 2 residents who have a special interest in estates matters. We call them portfolio holders. They have a budget of £7,500 to spend on things which would benefit the whole community, not just SOHA residents, across all neighbourhoods. If you have something in mind, maybe new outdoor seating, a tool shed, or even installing nest boxes as the residents at Mary Mead have done, please get in your application for an estates improvement grant. It's a very popular scheme, so don't delay. Contact us on estates@soha.co.uk or call free phone 0800 014 1545.
SOHA contracts qualified arborists to inspect all the trees on our communal land every 4 years. Experts from Ligner Consultancy are doing these checks over 5 months to May. There will then be a 4-year works programme to carry out the recommendations.
Robert would like to meet. Robert says, hello. I'm one of SOHA's Green and Clean champions, and I'd love to meet you to tell you more about this vital volunteering. SOHA is hosting a lunch at their Didcot offices in late April, where I could tell you much more. But the essence is that you would keep your eyes peeled on SOHA's behalf in your block, scheme or neighbourhood. Residents' eyes and ears are a vital element of the estate's maintenance programme. You would feed back to SOHA on how the communal cleaning or grounds maintenance contractors, or both, are doing, and help them shape and design communal outdoor spaces with all local residents in mind. In return, they offer you training on what to look for, a chance to meet the contractors, and a thank you of shopping vouchers for every monthly inspection you carry out. Anyone can be a Green and Clean champion, whether you're living in independent living or in general needs accommodation, in an older house or one of the new builds. It's a great way to get involved in your community, especially as SOHA promises to keep you up to date on how our feedback and suggestions for improvement are making a difference. Please get in touch with Emma Langstaff to be invited to lunch to chat more. You can get in touch on estates@sohar.co.uk or free phone 0800 014 1545.
Help us improve. If you're not satisfied with how we've delivered one of our services, please tell us. Not only are there chances that we can resolve your issue rapidly, but you actively help us improve. Charlotte Copcutt is Sohar's complaints officer. Her job is to oversee the process which kicks in when residents tell us we could do better, and most importantly of all, to get something done about it. Charlotte told Hometalk, "I see my role as supporting residents to get the service they're expecting. From the moment you tell us you're dissatisfied, I'm your first point of contact, trying to get things fixed for you." What happens when you make a complaint? When you first contact us with a complaint, we'll aim for a rapid resolution. That means trying to solve the problem straight away, working together with other members of staff or our contractors. Sometimes a contractor being chased by the complaints officer gets things moving again. If you're not satisfied with the outcome, we will escalate it to a Stage 1 formal complaint. The manager of the team responsible for your issue will respond within 10 working days. If you're still dissatisfied with their response, you have a month to tell us why you remain unhappy and that you wish to escalate the complaint to Stage 2. This involves a panel of 3 individuals, at least one of whom will be a resident, listening to both sides of the complaint. You can speak directly to the panel yourself. There are occasionally instances when we agree with you that the case should go straight to the Housing Ombudsman Service, HOS, bypassing Stage 2. You can still refer your complaint to the HOS yourself if you're not happy with the decision of the panel at Sohar Stage 2. The HOS is a service which was set up specifically to look at complaints about any housing organisation. It is free, independent and impartial. You can contact Charlotte using the Sohar website at www.sohar.co.uk/contact/complaints, the Sohar app, email to complaints@sohar.co.uk, or free phone 0800 014 1545. We also welcome visitors to our office in Didcot, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. What 3 words for our car park? ///booklets.under.zones.
Retirement living in Wallingford. Designed with over 55s in mind, the brand new Francis Curtis Court offers secure, modern and low-maintenance 1- and 2-bedroom apartments for social rent or shared ownership. The new scheme is on the outskirts of Wallingford. It would be ideal for you if you have little or no care needs now, but want the peace of mind that, should things change, an on-site team are right on your doorstep. The apartments are all professionally designed and finished to a high standard. The kitchen and living space are ready to move into, with some integrated appliances already installed, and carpeting or vinyl flooring throughout. The lovely gardens are landscaped and maintained by a contractor, so, like the cleaning of communal areas, that's one thing less to think about. The show flat for the sales property is open to drop-in visitors every Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. To apply for the rental properties, visit www.sohar.co.uk/Wallingford-retirement-living-homes to register your interest. To explore purchase, please visit www.soharhomeownership.co.uk/Wallingford-retirement-living-homes/ Monthly rental prices: 1 bedroom £477.70. 2-bedroom, £555.38. Both plus service charges of £236 per month. For sale, 1-bedroom apartments for sale at £217,500 for a 75% share. 2-bedroom apartments for sale at £243,750 for a 75% share.
An invitation from Anne-Marie O'Sullivan, Chair of SOHA's Members Forum. Come dine with us on Tuesday the 25th of April, 6 until 8:30 p.m. at Didcot Civic Hall at the Members Forum AGM. Maybe you're not yet even a member of SOHA. Not a problem. Come along to the AGM to see what a difference SOHA members make and see if membership is for you. RSVP to ri@soha.co.uk or free phone 0800 014 1545 by the 11th of April, please. Places are limited, so don't delay. The forum represents resident and community interests in everything SOHA does as a company. No strategy or policy can be put into practice without the forum's agreement. It also monitors SOHA's performance. Some members of the forum choose to take a special interest in particular parts of the company, such as customer service or repairs, and receive support to make the residents' case to directors. On behalf of all residents, tenants, shared owners and leaseholders, the forum appoints a resident audit and scrutiny group which looks closely at SOHA services and often compares them with those of other housing associations. This group makes recommendations to SOHA's board, and the actions they suggest are nearly always accepted. You can find the minutes of the meetings on SOHA's website at www.soha.co.uk/about-us/members-forum/. If you'd like to know more about what the Members Forum does, but can't make the 25th of April, any SOHA resident is very welcome to observe an ordinary meeting of the forum. They take place every 2 months and are hybrid, that is, in person at Royal Scot House and simultaneously online for those who can't or would prefer not to come into the office. Get in touch with Resident Engagement at the contact details we've just given you.
News, opportunities and events. SOHA Hometalk, SOHA Housing's Residents Magazine. This issue for Spring 2023. Your home, your community.